The Irish Psychic Show, for all your psychic needs, live on Internet Radio. For your chance to get a reading with Irish Psychic, simply Skype Tarot Free or call the studio 01 44 34 357. International add +353. This show is packed full of psychic readings and advice, so make sure you join the fan page. Details can be found via irishpsychic.net.
Hello, you're all very welcome to the Irish Psychic Show for May the 20th, 2013. I'm live, it's now 13 minutes past 11, and I do apologise for the lateness, or the late start, should I say. There was some technical difficulties, and for some strange reason it just wasn't connecting to the server. But thankfully, I'm now live, I'm on air, and if this is your first time listening into the show, you're very welcome to the show, and please do get in contact with the show. The show is nothing without your questions. So, if you would like to get in contact with the show, all you need to do is simply go to irishpsychic.net, click on the radio show tab, which you've probably done so, and you're listening in via the radio show tab. Fingers crossed you are anyway, it's kind of the easiest way of listening into the show. And there you'll see a comment page. If you scroll down, just below where the radio is broadcasting at the moment, just scroll down, put in your name, put in your location, and your question as well. And you can ask anything you want, but try and refrain from asking health-related questions. Again, that's the doctor's area, and a lot of people seem to just, send in their health-related questions, and unfortunately I don't really answer any of those questions. But anything else, even the lotto numbers, if you'd like them, you're more than welcome to send me a message in relation to that as well. The other way of getting in contact with the show tonight is via Facebook. So send me a private message on Facebook on Irish Psychic. Just search for Irish Psychic, like the fan page, and there you can send me a private message as well. And that's where I'm going to be taking as many messages and questions as I can on tonight's show. Now, it is unfortunately only going to be a 30-minute show. Usually I do a 60-minute show, but unfortunately I can't because I'm up to my eyes with regards readings. I always take the weekend off, but sadly they kind of all built up and everyone is waiting on their private reading. So if you're one of those people listening into the show at the moment and you are wondering where your private reading is, well, do not panic and do not worry. It will be with you before 2 a.m. tonight. And I did kind of send out some messages to people to let them know what time that they might be receiving their reading. Unfortunately, that's kind of changed now. It's been quite a busy evening. All good though, so, we'll keep going, as they say. So I'm just going to take a quick break, and this is Haunt Me, and this is Shane MacDonald. But after this, I will be answering my first question on the Irish Psychic Show. Do join me after this.
With you out of sight, but I saw you for a moment in my house tonight. I couldn't hold you, couldn't touch you, though I wanted to. You can walk away so easy, but I'm broken too. I wanna call you up on your day off work. Hear you say my name, hear your heart beat again, and the rain outside. In my arms you hide, but my thoughts haunt me tonight. I thought you wanted something better, something more like me, but my hope for you is fading, So what's it gonna be? Because I'm tired of holding out for just the slightest touch. But the taste of love you give me makes me want you so much. I wanna call you up on your day off work. Hear you say my name, hear your heartbeat again, and the rain outside. In my arms you hide, but my thoughts haunt me tonight. I just wanna hold you right now, 'cause I know what they say. When we are together, I get blown away, thinking about the day I can call you up on your day off work. Hear you say my name, hear your heartbeat again, and the rain outside. In my arms you lie, but my thoughts haunt me. So I go asleep, and maybe I'll dream of you tonight.
Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball. The answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.
And you're very welcome back to the Irish Psychic Show. Just letting everyone know, tonight's show is only going to be a 30-minute show, but we will try and compact the show and get through as many questions as possible on tonight's show. I would normally do this 60-minute show, but unfortunately I can't because there is loads of people waiting on their private readings. And speaking of private readings, if you don't get a message on tonight's show, it's not because I don't want to read for you. It's because probably I've run out of time, but there's so many questions that have been private messaged to me tonight, I can only get through so many on the show. But even if you don't get a message, hopefully some of the stuff that I say to other people may have some connection with you as well, because you'll often find that there's a message for everyone. In terms of, the readings that I do for people, you may be thinking, well, I have that, problem. And sometimes even if you're going through the same lot, and it's quite interesting actually, because there's a lot of messages, private readings coming in at the moment with regards to relationships. And, it's quite interesting because certain times, certain things happen. But at the moment, it seems to be all about relationship. Kind of issues. So again, if you are kind of going through a bad patch at the moment regarding a relationship, well, you're not the only one. There's a lot of people going through probably the exact same thing that you're going through, and it's just a matter of staying strong, but making sure that you're protected as well. It's often the case that we open ourselves up too much in terms of spiritually, emotionally, and just letting our energies get, deflected, and that's something that you need to be very, very careful of, not to kind of allow other people to either kind of take your emotions, but also to kind of absorb the kind of negative energies from other people as well. It's very, very easy to do. All you need to do, to do that is obviously accept it, but that's not a good thing to do. So always put up that barrier, always put up that emotional wall where you can actually bounce back that negative energy, from other people. So again, please do that if you are, suffering from anyone that's kind of causing hassle or causing kind of difficulties with regards to your own life. And that can be down to a relationship, friend, etc. Just always make sure that you're protected in terms of your own feelings. Okay, so the first person I'd like to read for, and hello there to all the Spreaker chat room people, you're very welcome to the show. And unfortunately, I don't take any questions from the Spreaker chat room. It's mainly just a chat. So, during the next break, I will be chatting to you as well. But if you would like to get a psychic reading on the show, all you need to do is simply go to irishpsychic.net. That's my website, irishpsychic.net. Click on the radio tab on the left-hand side, scroll down and leave your name, location, followed by your question as well. And also you can get in touch with me via Facebook as well. Okay, so the first person I'd like to read for is from Debs. And Debs Deb's Bargain Basement is the name. So Debs has just asked, will my daughter get the job she wishes for soon? Thanks a million. And a lovely smiley face. Well, no problem at all, Debs. So as you can hear, I'm just shuffling the cards now. And when Spirit tells me to stop, I'll stop shuffling the cards and I'll lay out the cards for your reading as well. Okay, that was quite quick, so they just told me to stop. I'm just looking at the cards now, Debs, and this is in relation to your daughter. Right, they're kind of indicating here, after a 9-week period here, Debs, kind of a change. And you have the Ace of Cups here in the reverse position. And she also has the 8 of Cups in the reverse position as well, and also the 2 of Wands. It's like if she's kind of given up hope at the moment. And it's like if there's kind of a thing that she's missing. I'm not too sure if it's to do with the CV, that when she sends out certain things that it's not being accepted. And, you know, she's probably wondering why. It's always good to get a professional company to look over your CV, because although we think, you know, we're fantastic at everything, sometimes we don't actually need to include everything on the CV. So, you know, if you're good at baking, if you're good at washing the dishes, etc. I'm only giving kind of a mild example, but sometimes we put down too much on our CV that's, you know, not necessary. So just have, you know, tell your daughter if she can, because you do have one of the major cards here, Debs, and that's kind of an indication here that something needs to be looked over and something needs to be checked. Now, I do kind of feel that there will be a kind of a change within that 9-week period as well, like I've mentioned, and that's indicated there by the Horseman of Sceptres, which again, financially and with regards to the job front, is a really, really positive card as well. Also, the key message to this kind of particular job, I'm not too sure, you know, what it is that she's going for, but it's all about connections, and that's indicated there by the 9 of Wands. So tell her to not kind of you know, tell her to try and make as many connections as possible. I kind of feel that, you know, that website LinkedIn, if you've heard of that, I kind of feel that there's kind of connections being made either on kind of that or either on Facebook. Again, I'm not too sure, but it's like if she's going to meet someone that's already in the job, and that's kind of the connection to get, you know, into the job. I hope that makes sense, but that's the way that they're indicating the situation to me as well, Debs. And thank you very much as well for getting in contact with the show as well. Okay, the next person that I'd like to read for is Mary Lawler, and she just says down, my family is going through a very rough patch at the moment between this and that. Will everything work out? Okay, thanks a million, Mary. No problem at all, Mary. And again, something like that, as much as I would love to go into a lot of information, and, you know, I'd probably be here for the next 30 minutes, Mary, unfortunately I can't. But even if I don't answer this question, you know, to the best on the show, because I don't want to kind of go into too much detail on the show, you're more than welcome to contact me after the show for a private reading if you'd like. Okay, they just told me to stop, and I'm just looking at the cards now, Mary. Right, we do have the 2 of Swords in the upright position, which is kind of the challenge card. We also have the 3 of Swords in the upright position. On that particular card, Mary, there is a love heart with one of the daggers going through it. It's like if, you know, at the moment, it's kind of, I'm not going to say that you're all bickering and you're all fighting, but sometimes we, you know, we forget that when we're a family unit and we're a family, we need to stay together. And it's like if you're all kind of going separate ways. I'm not too sure, you know, what is going on at the moment here, Mary, but it's like if I feel that, you know, one person is kind of taking the lead, whereas you should all be kind of taking the lead. You know, no one is, you know, better than anyone else. And that's kind of the key message that they're kind of indicating here from the particular cards here, Mary. You do have the Magician card here. So the Magician card shows that you will be able to deal with this situation. You will be able to get through all this, and you will be able to have the happy outcome that you want. Now, you do have the 7 of Sceptres in the reverse position, and the 7 of Sceptres is always about learning something new. And because it's in the reverse position here, it's like if there's been it's like if there's stuff that's happening at the moment that not everything is kind of out in the open, if that makes sense. It's like if there's a lot of closed books around you and that information has still yet to kind of open up in terms of allowing you to kind of deal with the situation better. And that's indicated here by the 3 of Sceptres as well, and that's also in the reverse position. Because the 3 of Sceptres is in the reverse position, it's like if it is going to be kind of a 3-month period before things do get better here, Mary, in relation to that situation. But the key message and the key kind of advice from Spirit is not to give up hope. I know things, you know, are not easy, especially when it comes to family. But again, they're just kind of, the key message is just to not give up hope. And I do hope, Mary, that has answered your question. And thank you very much as well for sending in your question as well. The next person I'd like to read for is Louise Kearns. Louise has just asked, trying for a baby, can you please tell me if my wish will come true? Okay, Louise, no problem. And thank you very much for sending in your question. I do have to stress that all psychic readings are for entertainment purposes only as well. And obviously, health-related questions would need to be seen by a doctor as well. So as much as I do try and give as much information as possible through, a reading. Again, Louise, if there was any difficulties there regarding medical, you would have to go and see the doctor, but we'll just see what Spirit have to say as well. Okay, I've just been told to stop. Right, at the moment, from the cards here, Louise, it's not because that, you're not meant to have a child. At the moment, they're kind of indicating there's other issues affecting the situation. And that's indicated here by the Lover's card. And it's quite interesting while I read for you, because I'm just getting unmerciful kind of pains in my stomach. And it's kind of like a nausea kind of feeling at the moment. It's like if I'm kind of wanting to, throw up. So again, I'm not too sure if that's linked in your past. So again, please let me know. But it's like if there's kind of a difficulty around that particular area that I'm actually feeling here. We also have the Lover's card, like I've mentioned, and we also have the Ace of Cups in the reverse position as well, and also the King of Scepters. It's like if there's quite a lot of information that Spirit is kind of passing on to me regarding the relationship side of things. It's like if there's been kind of negativity around the situation, and that sometimes can affect in terms of how we emotionally feel as well with regards, you wanting to, try for a baby as well. Obviously, your partner has to be, on board with this as well, and he has to be supportive as well. And that's kind of the key message. I kind of feel that there's kind of an issue around the situation where you haven't yet kind of spoke about the situation, or you haven't yet kind of gone into more detail of, kind of the plan. Because obviously there has to be a plan when you want a child, with regard to the financial side of things as well. Because it's not easy as well. There's a lot of people trying, for babies there for a long time. And sometimes they kind of feel just because it hasn't happened just yet, it's never going to happen. And it's quite the opposite. You always need to stay positive as well, Louise. So that's something that... I will advise, just always stay positive and don't kind of feel that you're never going to have a baby. I know it is your wish, and I know it's for a lot of people a wish to have a child, but sometimes there is other issues, like I've mentioned, that happen that kind of affect why you aren't having a child just yet. So I do hope, Louise, that makes sense. I would love to go into more details, but unfortunately I can't, because we're quite limited on tonight's show. It is only a 30-minute show, but I do hope that makes sense with what I've said as well. You're listening to the Irish Psychic Show. If you'd like to get in contact with me, there's only 13 minutes left. It just goes to show you how fast time flies here on the show. I'm going to try and get through at least another 5 if possible. So do try and send in your question to the show. If you have not yet sent in your question to the show, go to irishpsychic.net, click on the radio tab, and there, underneath there, you'll see where people have left their question for the page. And speaking of that page, irishpsychic.net, I will be answering my next 2 questions from that page. So if you haven't yet sent in your question, go straight over there now to irishpsychic.net, click on the radio tab, and comment there with your question. Do join me after this. Time for a quick break.
Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball. The answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.
And you're very welcome back after that short, quick break. Okay, so the next person I'd like to read for, I'm just on irishpsychic.net. And the next person that I'd like to read for is Gillian, I think it's Scahill or Skal. It's Seahill. So I hope I pronounced your name correctly, Gillian, but I do hope you're listening into the show. And Gillian has just asked, and I think it's kind of a question that may be on a lot of people's minds at the moment. And Gillian has just asked, need life to get better? Can you see this happening? Well, Jill, unfortunately, things do happen in life where we kind of find things difficult, and it's very, very easy to kind of, excuse me, it's very, very easy to kind of just close off, Jill, and kind of not kind of emotionally allow our emotions to kind of get the better of us. And that's something that Spirit is kind of showing me at the moment. They're kind of showing me here gates, and the gates are kind of open at the moment, and you kind of need to close those gates in order to kind of protect yourself. It's like if there has been an awful lot of stuff that has happened where you're kind of feeling to yourself, will I or won't I, and should I, shouldn't I. It's like if you feel that there's other people kind of influencing your decisions, and that's something that, although can be a positive thing, depending on what information you're getting, you need to take control of what is happening with regard to your own life as well, because only you can make that decision to make things better. And one thing I do suggest, Jill, is to do the affirmation. And even myself, when I was going through a bad time in my own life, I've learned affirmations, and although they kind of seem so simple and so oh well, how is that going to help? Well, just that attitude, well, how is it going to help? And just thinking that it's not going to help, well then obviously it's not going to help. But if you have the attitude and you can actually remain positive and say, I love and approve of myself and all is well in my life, and just know that what you're saying is going to happen, that it's going to come true, and you are going to be successful, you are going to be loved, you are going to have that confidence, to go into town and just kind of face any challenge that's ahead of you. That's something that you really do need to take on board, Jill, and that's kind of the key advice. Now I'm just going to shuffle the cards just to see what Spirit have to say as well. A card is actually after flying out, which means that there's a lot of energy around you at the moment, Jill. And that particular card is quite apt that it actually came up. It's actually the Ace of Wands, which is the optimistic card. And it's a really, really positive card to find. You also have the 10 of coins in the reverse position, and also the High Priestess card as well in the upright position. It's like if financially I kind of feel that things are quite difficult. And I feel sometimes, finance plays an awful kind of role on how we actually wake up in the morning and how we actually feel about life. Just once you have your health and you have your family and you have your friends, then the rest and the money, etc., will, fall into place. Don't kind of put emphasis on how much you earn in terms of happiness. You'll often find, people have said, well, when they've won the lottery, it didn't change their life, it just made them more miserable, and that kind of thing. Always know what you have at the moment is you have your health, you have your happiness, and you also have your family as well. And sometimes it's very, very easy to kind of go to sleep at night time and kind of think that everything is going to be kind of just A-OK in the morning. And sometimes it's not. We really do need to focus on things getting better in our life. And sometimes that can take at least, 4 to 5 to 6 weeks, depending on how much you actually focus on the positives within your own life. And one thing I will say, Jill, always kind of keep a diary as well. Always know that, what you're actually putting into that. Always try and put something positive into, the diary, and kind of use that as a goal, so to speak. So, say today, even if it was a bad day and you may not have went outside the home, or you may not have kind of went outside of your home, like I've mentioned there, just kind of write down what it is that you did do that was quite enjoyable. So maybe you read an article in the paper that made you laugh, made you smile. You may have got a phone call from a friend that you haven't heard from in a long time, etc. And kind of work up to that place where you can actually kind of wake up every single morning and go, do you know what? I'm actually 100% happy with my life, and I wouldn't actually change it. We all have some things, don't get me wrong, we all have some things that we would like to change within our own lives. But again, once you focus on you as being the most important thing, Jill, I do feel that things will get better for you. And that's kind of indicated there by the Ace of Wands there. So I do hope that has answered your question. And thank you very much as well for sending in your question to the show as well. Okay, we'll continue on. I'm not playing as much music on tonight's show for the simple fact I'm trying to get through as many questions as possible. The next person, I hope you're listening into the show, it's Jenny. And Jenny has just asked, the question was there, will I be unlucky in love always? ? Oh, Jenny, well, fingers crossed. The cards say different. And again, it's sometimes when we feel unlucky in love and when we feel that things have been quite difficult, from a past relationship, not every relationship is going to be the same. And just before I go ahead as well with your reading, it's quite interesting, but Spirit is actually making me aware of my nose, on my right hand side of my nose. It's like if it's either infected, Jenny, or something like that. I'm not too sure, but it's like if there's kind of an infection just around that particular area. I'm not too sure if you are suffering from anything around that area, but they're really, really making me aware of this particular area. And right now they're actually kind of making it really, really hurt at the moment. So again, if I do pick up anything during your reading, I do have to pass it on. And if there was any issue there, like I've mentioned, you would have to go and see the doctor. So again, I do hope that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just shuffling the cards now, Jenny. And when they tell me to stop, I'll stop shuffling the cards. And I'll lay out the cards for your reading. Okay, they just shouted stop, so I'm just laying out the cards now, Jenny. Right, very interesting cards come up here. We have the 5 of Swords in the upright position. That's the escape from a relationship. Usually when it comes up, Jenny, just so you know, it's meant to happen. And as much as we kind of regret some things in life when certain things happen to us, in terms of a relationship that went wrong, sometimes it can be the making of things to come. And that's one thing I will actually say. You also have the Tower card here, and that's in the reverse position. We have the Four of Wands in the reverse position. We have the Three of Cups, which is the commitment card. That's in the reverse position. We also have the Ten of Wands there as well in the reverse position. And also the Death card as well came up in the reverse position. The Death card, again, is one of the major cards, and it has nothing to do with physical death. But because it's in the reverse position, it's like if there's still that kind of ground, so to speak, is the way they're kind of putting it. It's like if there's still that kind of ground where you just haven't walked upon it just yet. It's like if something has happened, something major in the past has happened, and you haven't yet kind of, I'm not going to say bury the situation, but that's kind of the message that Spirit is actually giving to me at the moment. And that's indicated here by the Tower card here. Because the Tower card is in the reverse position, it's like if you just haven't yet sorted out things. It's like if I just see loads of laundry, loads of washing all over the place, and that's kind of the way you're feeling at the moment. And it's like if you kind of want to sort things out and kind of put, the colours with the colours, the whites with the whites, the blacks with the blacks, etc. That's the way I'm kind of picking up the situation at the moment. It's like if things are all scattered at the moment and you're kind of thinking, do you know what, forget it. That's just the way you're kind of thinking at the moment. But what I mentioned there with regards to the Five of Swords, Jenny, it is a really, really important card to take note of. If this card came up and someone asked with regards, how do I see my relationship going with this particular person? When this particular card comes up, it's always kind of a card that comes up when it's the end of something. And that's indicated as well by the Tower card. It's usually the end of something, but usually it leads to better things. Sometimes we can, really, really, really have this anger inside us for certain people in the past with regards to relationships. And although as much as you want to have that anger inside you, sometimes you just need to let it go. And it's probably one of the best things I've learned in the past. Now, one thing I would like you to do tonight, Jenny, I know it may sound completely nuts, completely strange, and this goes for anyone that wants to kind of allow new love into your life. Just lie down on your bed at night time, just tonight, before you go to sleep, lie on your back, face the ceiling, obviously, look up to the ceiling, close your eyes, and then what I would like you to do is I would like you to visualise a helium balloon in front of you. So just hold that helium balloon in front of you. So it can be a love heart, it can be just a round helium balloon, whatever shape, whatever size helium balloon you want, you hold it in front of you. Okay, so once you have that helium balloon in front of you, I would like you to take out a pen or a mark or whatever it is you want to sign that helium balloon with, and write down everything that you want to let go of in your life from that past relationship. Write everything down in simple terms. Write down, I want to release this from my life, I want to release this from my life in terms of, this is the way you treated me, etc. Anything that you want to release from, that particular person in the past who's held you back and kind of has affected you in your life, write every single thing down on that, helium balloon in front of you. So when you have all the different things written down, that can be all your anger, that can be anything that you want, write it down on that helium balloon like I've mentioned. Then what I would like you to do is just let go that helium balloon. And as you let go that helium balloon, just see that helium balloon floating up. So it should be just above you. It should now hit the ceiling. And as it hits the ceiling, just imagine that helium balloon going through the ceiling, up through the roof. Once it reaches the roof, then it's going up into the sky. And it's slowly floating up into the sky. You can still probably see it if you're looking at the window. And as it's going, just see it going up, up, up. And when you can no longer see that helium balloon, all I would like you to say, Jenny, is I now release you from my life. Take a deep breath in and smile. And go asleep peacefully tonight. And when you wake up in the morning, I can guarantee that you'll be feeling completely different in terms of what you've just done the night before. It may sound odd, it may sound strange. Trust me, I've been there, I've done it in the past, and this has really, really, really worked for me. And that goes for anyone that is suffering from, stuff that has happened in the past that's stopping you from moving forward. And that's what the Death card indicates here, Jenny. It's like if you're not yet ready to kind of allow yourself to be open again in terms of new love entering your life. And that's something that I would not recommend. Just because something's happened in the past, even though it may have been quite difficult and things have kind of been, hard, allow that to leave your life, allow all the different feelings that you have, the different emotions that you have. Just allow that to be released and allow it and see that gone in your life. So I do hope that makes sense, Jenny, and thank you very much as well for sending in your question as well. Time for another quick break, and unfortunately it is coming up to the 30 minutes of the show, but I'm actually just going to do 3 more readings. So if you're one of those people who has not yet sent in their question, please do so. Go to irishpsychic.net, click on the radio tab, scroll down and leave your message there. You can also leave it via Facebook. Just search for Irish Psychic on Facebook and send me a private message. Do join me after this.
Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball. The answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.
This is a call to you, my dear. Come wash my sins. Come wash my sins away, away. I'm calling you home right now. Calling you home right now. Calling you home right now. My life has taken me to places I didn't want to be, but be we must. So just wait it out with me. Oh, just wait it out. I'm calling you home. Calling you home right now. Calling you home right now. I never knew what to say. All your tears, they're gray. And have you ever been? Have you ever seen? Have you ever been? Have you ever seen fire? I'm calling you home, calling you home, calling you home, calling you home. I'm calling
Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball. The answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.
And you're very welcome back to the Irish Psychic Show. Hello there to Gillian Schall, who already left her feedback saying thank you very much for my reading, and you're hooked. Well, that is absolutely brilliant, Jill. Can we get more people like you, please, who are hooked to the show? And please do let your friends and family know about the Irish Psychic Show as well. It's just gone 23:48, so if you've just joined me, you're very welcome to the show as well. And hello there as well to Sarah Marr with a lovely smiley face on her name, which I love. I kind of like when people kind of make an effort with regards to their name. It's quite interesting, actually. She has a little smiley face on her name. And she has just asked, imagine this, she's just asked, any chance of a sneaky reading? Well, I'm not too sure what a sneaky reading is, Sarah, but what I will do is I'll pull 3 cards for you. So how does that sound? I already hear her saying yes. That's okay. No problem at all. Okay, Sarah, so I'm just shuffling the cards now. And if you just joined me as well, the next show, if you don't get a reading on tonight's show, don't panic at all. The next show is on Wednesday at 11 p.m. and it will be the full 60 minutes. Just tonight, I'm up to my eyes with regards to private readings. So if you've been waiting for one of those private readings with me and you booked it over the weekend, have no fear. That will be with you before 2 a.m. And just to let everyone know as well, and this is kind of a little hint for you all, if you do go to my website, which is irishpsychic.net, and you'll see there where it says the 15-card audio reading. An audio reading is just like you're hearing me now, but it will be private. It'll be 100% private, and you can ask up to 5 questions. But not only that, you'll also get a numerology reading, which priced alone is €8. Okay? So it's €15. You can convert it yourself to your own currency. It's €15 for a 15-card audio reading, but you're also getting a numerology reading, which is €8 if you were to buy it separately. Now here's the bit that you need to listen out for. And this is kind of difficult if you don't really understand what I'm saying, but hopefully you do. If you click underneath where it says the Irish Psychic Radio Show, so that is the radio show tab. If you click underneath that player, you'll see there a special offer. It's a huge sign. Hopefully you can't miss it. It's a huge sign, but if you click that, here's the fantastic thing. You're going to get that 15-card reading, usually priced at $15, for $12. Like I mentioned, you'll also get that numerology reading as well, which is usually priced at €8. So you're getting a huge reading for basically nothing. So I do hope that you avail of that. So even if you don't get a reading on tonight's show, please do avail of that. And that is, if you just click on, like I've mentioned there, just underneath the player there, please do click it. Okay, so the cards that I'm after pulling here are quite interesting here, Sarah. We have the 3 of coins in the upright position. On that particular card, there is a love heart and a ring. We also have the Horseman of Cups in the reverse position. Again, that's a relationship card. We have the 10 of coins, the 2 of coins, the Fool card in the reverse position, and the 4 of swords. With you, Sarah, the way I'm kind of picking it up at the moment, it's quite an interesting read, actually, because the Horseman of Cups in the reverse position is about a relationship. And the 3 of coins is to do with the commitment. So it's like if either you've met someone at the moment and you're kind of not too sure of them, should you kind of give them a chance or not. Because the card is, the commitment card is here in the upright position, it is a really, really positive card to find. But sometimes when we're not too sure ourselves, there can be different reasons why we're not too sure within the relationship ourselves. Now, I'm not too sure what is going on in your life. You're more than welcome to private message me. But because it's in the reverse position, the Horseman of Cups here, Sarah, it's like if you just haven't yet made up your mind. It's like if maybe there's another person that you might have feelings for and you're not too sure, and you don't really want to commit yourself to just one particular person. That's, fine as well, but I don't want you kind of missing out on someone either that's kind of there for you, that's, kind of kind and, loving as well. And that's what the Fool card indicates here. And that's in the reverse position. Don't be kind of thinking that sometimes, it's very easy to think that someone better is going to come along, and you'll often find, people going, oh, I shouldn't have, given up on that particular person because they were actually lovely. Sometimes you just have to give love a chance. That's one thing I will say. Just give love a chance. Open your heart up and just allow, the love to be in your life, and stop being kind of so negative and kind of closed and kind of thinking that everyone is out to kind of hurt you regarding a relationship. So again, I hope that makes sense. Sarah, you're more than welcome to private message me, but the kind of key message from Spirit is just to give it a chance. So I do hope that makes sense. Okay, we have to do 2 quickly because I did say 3, so I'm kind of rushing through all the questions here. Okay, another question quickly. Okay. Ashling M. Darcy, I'd love to have a reading. My question is, will things work out with my partner as we have been going through a rough patch the last month? No problem at all, Ashling. And just before I even read for you here, Ashling, my right hand, I'm not too sure if you're suffering from arthritis in that particular hand, but it's like if I'm getting a severe muscle cramp regarding my right hand. So again, do let me know in relation to that. But if there is anything going on in your life regarding medically, you would have to go and see a doctor. Okay, they just told me to stop, Ashling. I'm just looking at the cards now. You're just asking there the question, will things work out with my partner as we've been going through a rough patch the last month? Okay, well, you do the Lover's card, and the Lover's card is in the reverse position. It's going to take a little bit of time here, Ashling. It's like if there's kind of, they're kind of giving me the phrase at the moment, it's like if you've been fighting cats and dogs, that's what they're kind of putting it at the moment. But sometimes one of you has to give in and say, I'm sorry, and then let the other person know that, they're not kind of accepting, or you're not accepting, certain things. It's like if there's been... It's kind of a tricky one because Spirit is kind of confusing me with the way they're kind of giving it to me. It's like if you're both in the wrong is the way that they're putting it. But one person believes that they're right, the other person believes that they're right. And, you're kind of too stubborn to both kind of agree to kind of go, do you know what? We're both wrong, hands up. Let's get on with the relationship and focus on the most important thing in the relationship. And that could be if you have children, and just in terms of your own emotions as well. So the key message is just to focus on kind of sorting out the issue in terms of allowing you both to kind of wipe the slate clean. That's the way they're kind of giving it to me at the moment, Ashling. So I do hope that has answered your question, and thank you very much as well for sending in your question as well. And the last person I would like to read for is Alan Stapleton, and Alan has just asked, could you tell me if I will be serving time in prison in an up and coming court case? Thanks, Alan. No problem at all, Alan. So as you can hear, I'm just shuffling the cards, and when Spirit tells me to stop, I'll stop shuffling the cards. Again, it's quite a delicate question, kind of a more in-depth question as well, Alan, but we will try and see what the cards say as well. Okay, that was quite quick. They just told me to stop, Alan. Right, you have the Happiness card, otherwise known as the Sun card, in the reverse position. We also have the Hanged Man in the upright position, and we also have the Temperance card in the upright position as well. At the moment, obviously, you're going to be feeling things quite difficult, Alan. And especially with regards, the court case coming up. I don't actually see anything happening with regards, they're not showing me a prison here, so I don't actually feel that you will be serving time. I kind of feel that it's going to be a different kind of outcome to the situation. And you also have the Temperance card here, so they're kind of saying here, just stay calm, but also stay connected to Spirit. I'm kind of picking up kind of a grandfather figure here around you at the moment, Alan. And it's like if I kind of just see him kind of clattering you on the back or clattering you on the head. Again, I'm not too sure, but it's quite interesting the way they're kind of showing me your grandfather at the moment. Again, like I've mentioned there, I don't kind of feel it's going to be quite as negative as you're kind of making it out to be. So unfortunately, I would love to go into more information, but I can't. But if you'd like to purchase a private reading, and that goes for anyone out there who hasn't got a reading as well, or who has got a reading, you're more than welcome to purchase a private reading. And readings start from €3, which is £2, which is $4. So do get in contact with me. All you need to do is log on to irishpsychic.net. It is that simple. Well, I'm afraid that is it for another edition of the Irish Psychic Show. I kind of went over time by 15 minutes, but never mind. And again, for any of the people that are leaving messages in the chat room via Spreaker, unfortunately, I don't answer any questions there because there's loads of different ways of getting in contact with the show, and I mainly take the questions from Facebook and also via my main website. So you're more than welcome to leave your message now. So if you've just joined me and you're just listening into the show, well, there's only 30 seconds left of the show. So go to irishpsychic.net now. Click on the radio show tab, leave your question there, and just put down, hi, could I have a reading please? And this is for a Wednesday night show. So please do that now if you can, and hopefully I will get through as many of those questions as possible on the show as well. Do let me know as well. You're more than welcome to send me a private message on Facebook. Just let me know how your weekend went as well. Hopefully it was good for you as well. Saturday was absolutely scorching here in Ireland, and they predicted rain, imagine. So it just goes to show you never kind of believe the weather forecast when they kind of say it's rain. Just kind of get prepared and get the shorts ready just in case, until you see the physical rain, that is. Don't presume it's going to rain, just like they've mentioned. So, from myself, Irish Psychic, that is it for another edition of the Irish Psychic Show. The next show is on Wednesday at 11 p.m, and I will be doing the full 60-minute show. So if you would like to get in touch with the show, like I've mentioned, please do so, and hopefully I will be answering your question as well. All private readings will be done, so if you've purchased a private reading today, yesterday, or on Saturday, they will be done and they will be with you by 2 a.m. tonight. So please do stay put and don't email me until after that time. Sometimes if there is kind of an email kind of server breakdown, sometimes the Hotmail accounts don't seem to receive my readings as good as all the other major email accounts. I've had some people message me after a week wondering where is their reading, and I'm always the first to say, well, all readings are done. If it's a mini reading, it's done within a 24-hour period, and if it's a private full reading, it's done within a 48-hour period. But don't take that long to get in contact with me. If you do purchase a reading and you haven't received it within a 48-hour period, please email me back straight away, or get in touch with me via Facebook, and I will check on that, because like I mentioned, sometimes Hotmail does have that difficulty with receiving kind of attachments there. Thank you very much to all the people who's listened in tonight. Thank you very much to Jill, Sandra, and again all the people who've sent in their question via Facebook as well. For myself, Irish Psychic, take care, have a fantastic night, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Good night, God bless.
Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball. The answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.
Life goes on, it carries on, life moves on, all in on. I look at the picture that I have of you, and in it I just see the happy time. See the frustration there behind your eyes, doing the best that you can with life. Now those days are gone, and life without you must carry on. Life goes on, carries on, life moves on. say or do. I still think of you. I still think of you. Now those days are gone, and life without you must carry on. Time marches on towards the setting sun, as life without you must carry on. Life goes on, it carries on. Life moves on and on and on.
Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball. The answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.